The best creative constraint isn't a brief. It's a rule you give yourself. Take something you already know and force it into a direction it was never meant to go. So I challenged myself to design the brand identity and packaging for a matcha brand, but I made it brutalist. Matcha, one of the most refined ceremonial Zen products on the planet. And brutalism, raw, confrontational, ugly on purpose. That tension, that's exactly where interesting design lives. To pull this off, I locked myself into 4 brutalist principles and didn't let myself break them. Bold, heavy typography, color that clashes rather than complements, deliberate misalignment, and raw, unfinished texture. Every decision had to answer to one of those 4 principles. So I started with the name, Tencha. Tencha in Japanese is the term for the unground leaf before it becomes matcha, before it's been refined, before it's been polished into something presentable. That felt exactly right for this project, because brutalism isn't about the finished product. It's about being honest with the material. Tencha captures that, the rawness before the process, the thing before it becomes a brand. For the typography, I went deliberately clunky, not because it looked broken, but because the weight and proportion meant something. I pushed the scale further than felt comfortable because that discomfort is the point. Brutalism doesn't ask for your approval. I kept the matcha green. That was non-negotiable. Not because it was safe, but because stripping it would have been dishonest. Then I hit it with a demonic purple. Not a complementary purple, not a purple that makes the green look nice, a purple that fights it, because in brutalism, color isn't there to harmonize, it's there to assert. The packaging design is where the 4 principles stopped being a theory and started becoming a system. Misalignment that looks intentional because it is intentional. Texture that feels like the design was pressed into the surface rather than printed onto it. Layout decisions that break the grid rather than work within it. I explored a few directions here. Some leaned harder into the rawness, some found a slightly more structured brutalism. Letting them sit next to each other made the final direction obvious. The final output genuinely surprised me. Not because it worked, but because of how it worked. The constraint didn't limit the creativity, it focused it. That's what self-imposed rules do when you commit to them properly. If this kind of thinking interests you, follow along.